Number 26. Peter's uncle lived in the country. Once Peter went to stay with him for a few weeks. Whenever they went for a walk or for a drive in the car and they passed somebody, his uncle waved. Peter was surprised and said, "Uncle George, you know everybody here. Where did you meet them all?" "I don't know all these people," said his uncle. "Then why do you wave to them?" asked Peter. "Well, Peter," answered his uncle, "when I wave to someone and he knows me, he is pleased. He continues his journey with a happier heart. But when I wave to someone and he doesn't know me, he is surprised and says to himself, 'Who is that man? Why did he wave to me?' So he has something to think about during the rest of his journey, and that makes his journey seem shorter. So I make everybody happy."
Number 27. It was a beautiful spring morning. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, and the sun was warm but not too hot. So Mr. Andrews was surprised when he saw an old gentleman at the bus stop with a big, strong black umbrella in his hand. Mr. Andrews said to him, "Are we going to have rain today, do you think?" "No," said the old gentleman, "I don't think so." "Then are you carrying the umbrella to keep the sun off you?" "No, the sun isn't very hot in spring." Mr. Andrews looked at the big umbrella again, and the gentleman said, "I'm an old man, and my legs are not very strong, so I really need a walking stick. But when I carry a walking stick, people say, 'Look at that poor old man,' and I don't like that. When I carry an umbrella in fine weather, people only say, 'Look at that stupid man.'"
Number 28. Many years ago, an English family were living in China. One evening, an important Chinese officer came to visit them. It got later and later, and he still didn't go, so his hostess invited him to have dinner with them. But she had very little food in the house, so she quickly went to the kitchen and spoke to her Chinese cook. He said, "It's all right, you'll have a very good dinner." When they all sat down to eat, the lady was very surprised, because there was a lot of very good food on the table. After the dinner, the hostess ran to the kitchen and said to the cook, "How did you make such a good meal in half an hour?" "I didn't make it, madam," he said. "I sent one of the servants to the Chinese officer's house and brought back the Chinese officer's dinner."
Number 29. One day, Nasruddin went to a big dinner party. He was wearing old clothes, and when he came in, nobody looked at him, and nobody gave him a seat at a table. So Nasruddin went home, put on his best clothes, and then went back to the party. The host at once got up and came to meet him. He took him to the best table, gave him a good seat, and offered him the best dishes. Nasruddin put his coat in the food and said, "Eat, coat." The other guests were very surprised and said, "What are you doing?" Nasruddin answered, "I was inviting my coat to eat. When I was wearing my old clothes, nobody looked at me or offered me food or drink. Then I went home and came back in these clothes, and you gave me the best food and drink. So you gave me these things for my clothes, not for myself."
Number 30. Nasruddin wanted a big pot for a party, so he borrowed one from a neighbour. After the party, he took it back with another small pot inside. "Your pot had a baby while it was with us," he said. Of course the neighbour was very pleased, and when Nasruddin came to borrow the big pot again for another party, he lent it to him very gladly. This time, Nasruddin did not bring the pot back. So after a few days, the man went to Nasruddin's house. "What has happened to my big pot?" he asked. "Why haven't you brought it back yet?" "Oh, the big pot," said Nasruddin. "It died while it was with us." "Died?" said the neighbour angrily. "But pots do not die." "Why do you say that?" answered Nasruddin. "When I said, 'The pot has had a baby,' you did not say, 'Pots do not have babies,' did you?"